All right, we are live. I'm sure everybody knows me. I'm Aaron, and I have my friend Mason with Big Spring Quail with me.
Uh,
See, Mason was actually the first comment. He snuck that in.
to get
And
here early.
hey, Dawn, it's raining there. Yeah, it's raining on the north part. I don't think you get any rain, huh, Mason?
We're supposed to get it this afternoon. It started a little while I was out checking at about 3 o'clock, but it's supposed to come through about right now.
Oh, oh, oh! Christina told me I had my phone was playing noise.
Ha, yeah, my other tab on this computer was playing noise. I had to go silence it.
Hey, Gypsy Gamer Girl. I'm glad you made it. Let's see. Hey, Kelly. Kelly is in Utah, and
I I put in an order for all their stuff after I saw your videos and we talked. I was like, I need that chick feeder and I need those J feeder covers. I think I put them on my Christmas list for someone else to order, but I'm
yeah.
definitely
So
getting some of those.
Kelly told me. I think it was yesterday we were talking. She was like, "Oh, it's 32, but it's warm outside." I was like, "There's no part of 32 degrees that's warm."
Yeah,
Like
you're the privileged. We
it's
were warm today and we were 57. That was warm. I was sweating actually, but normally we're about 45.
our friend Shane Seal from Seal's Family Farm is here. Then there's moderator Verna, Vay's place. She's telling you hi if you're still there.
First comment.
Yeah. Yes, I noticed that Verna. Before we got on live, me and Mason were talking about how many people were in here, and I was actually surprised. I feel blessed to have 10 likes before I even start the stream,
Yeah.
and I didn't even like it myself, so that's
I
a
just
that's
went
a
and liked it
plus.
after I saw that.
Hey Matt, Matt has a live stream. I'm gonna have to write this down because I think it starts at 8 o'clock my time. You're gonna have to check that one out, Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're both Central Time.
yeah. I think it's 8 o'clock our time, or it might be 9 o'clock our time. You have to check out his channel. Actually, I am drinking his tea. That's usually what I drink in the evenings for my lives is tea from Grafted Branch.
Interesting.
Yes, Verna. Mason is a big spring quail.
That's me. I'll be here every week, whether I'm live or in the chat.
Yeah. There's my friend Ed. Ed's in Virginia. It's
A little closer to me.
yeah, Ed's a pretty handy guy to know. He knows how to locate pretty much anything in the world, not just in the country, in the
He's,
world.
he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. I hope Wendy's doing well, Ed. Keep us updated on Wendy's status. Yeah, Amy, I figured it was you with the picture. I did not recognize the name, but I figured it was you. Hey, Greg. Hope you're staying warm in East Tennessee. Mason's a little bit north and west of you.
Yeah. Less bears.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So it's Kelly's husband that does the 3D printing, Joey. He uh he does pretty good because I requested like their brooder feeder specifically. I requested some crazy dimensions and he made it happen. Like the next day, it was done.
Yeah, I think that'll be really good to use in the GQF brooder because you can't open up the sides until they're so old because they'll just crawl out, and I don't like just having to dump the feed on the floor, but because I
Yeah,
put the paper towels over.
yeah, yeah. That'll definitely help you out, and yeah, you'll have enough room to slide it in the GQF tower brooder.
Yeah,
Hey, PJ's family farm. PJ's pretty handy too. Got a lot of handy people here.
it's good to have
P,
handy friends.
yeah, I hope PJ doesn't have her level. So funny story for QuailCon, PJ showed up with a pop-up camper, and me and Brad James went, and we insisted on helping her set it up. I did not know she was a perfectionist so much because we were like trying to level it off, and like we're just looking at it, and she hands me a level. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be this kind of situation here.
If it's not if a ball's gonna roll one way or the other in your house, then it's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Which she would have done it by herself, but we didn't volunteer. We just showed up and helped.
Yeah.
She definitely would have. She was capable of doing it by herself, but you know how we are.
Well, if you want it done right, sometimes you got to do it yourself.
Don't tell PJ that. She'll never let me help again. Hey, Katrina, you made it to the live. Oh, that's awesome, Aiden. I'm sure you miss her. Let's- Hey, Buster. I'm glad you stopped by. So everybody's. So Mason is in what
I'm
is
in
this?
Scottsville, Kentucky. This
Yeah,
for you probably might not have heard of it. So 20 minutes about southwest of Bowling Green.
yeah,
Basically, how we are. Bowling Green's in one county, Scottsville's in the other. The county Scottsville's in starts literally at the beginning of our road. So
yeah. About
it's
an hour
20 minutes.
north of Nashville.
Yeah, hour and a half. But yeah, 20 minutes to Bowling Green, 20 minutes to Scottsville is kind of where we live.
So Ava from the Cluckety Homestead is here. Hey,
Yeah,
Ava. I am wearing my shirt made by the Cluckety Homestead. It's a Christmas edition. Thank you very much, Ava. And I got some new patches for some hats
yeah.
from
I
Ava
have
as well.
some patches on the way myself.
Yeah, yeah, really awesome. I like the patches. I'll have to show you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a few merch things together, and that's the first thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. And like we have a few things, and I'll send them randomly in egg orders and stuff like that. Um, just I don't know. I would like to do something standard, but I don't think I do anything standard in life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of what I'm getting requests for is if you follow us, Guillermo merch. Um, I'll share it here first. I looked at Guillermo today, who is feather sexable. There's a bit of a twist. Guillermo is a girl, so
Oh,
yeah, Guillermo is not Guillermo. Might have to adjust the name. I don't know, but
um,
the people that like my dad works with, and they're walking up to him. Mason needs to get some Guillermo merch, and he's like, "What?" Yeah,
I mean, It's 2024.
Guillermo can stay Guillermo. I think the followers will allow it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's funnier that way.
Yeah, so we had a few years ago we had some African geese,
Hmm.
and we had Bruce and Lucy, and ended up both being males.
Yeah,
But
my
like we
neighbors.
found out like after a year and a half of having them.
Yeah, my neighbors bought a property that was owned by this old guy, or they bought the property and made them my neighbors. But bought the property, and it came with an African gray that lived on the pond. And basically, they pulled in the driveway, and their 8-year-old son said, "Yeah, that's Kevin." And they were like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that's the goose's name. Kevin is a girl, but it's Kevin."
Listen, like we went through several geese to try to get a pair, and we just never males, male after male, and it was annoying. So we got rid of them.
Yeah.
They were lanes anyway.
Poor
So
Lane.
he ate them.
Oh, well, as long as they tasted good, it's okay.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. It wasn't as much meat as I was hoping, because at the time I was raising Muscovy ducks, so
Hmm. Yeah.
like they were just the whole goose didn't weigh as much as one side of the breast of a Muscovy duck.
Yeah. Yes. Scobies are big old ducks.
Yeah,
I just I don't like the look. I could never.
they taste real good.
I guess that's the important part.
Yeah, I don't have them anymore because I just don't like waterfowl as much. I only raise them because I like to eat them, but
Yeah.
it's just so messy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ducks. I'll probably never own ducks because they're gross.
I agree, Katrina. He is the guy. Oh, great, Matt. Um, they go in lockdown tonight. That's awesome. Keep me updated.
I don't do anything but the dry hatch. This actually right now I am having to add water, but that's because my humidity's down in like 13%, and that's too low for me. But I get into about April to June without any water. I'm sitting at 30%, and that's perfect. I get 95% hatch rates.
Yeah. I dry hatch and I just add humidity, and when I lock down, that's it.
Yeah,
Year round, that's what we do.
yeah,
We don't lack humidity in this area.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to fight with it, and then Rebecca told me, she was like, "Well, you could dry incubate and just add water at hatch." I was like, "I could do that," and she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's
Yeah.
the best thing I ever did."
Yeah. It's
If I had the hatching time, which is back there the whole time, then it would be a different story. But like a GQF or something, trying to fight the humidities.
yeah. Once you start adding humidity during incubation, then you fighting to keep that humidity percentage stable the
Yeah.
entire time.
If I was incubating in a, yeah, just incubating in a hatching time, then I'd probably do it since the humasonic's so good. But otherwise, no.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm super scientific for locking down. I just have like a jug and I fill it up with water, and that's what I pour in the GQF when I lock down, and that's it. It's not scientific at all, and I mean I have great hatch rates.
Yeah, it's
Just
it's not. That's honestly when you start hurting the birds. Is when once an hour you're looking in there and opening the door and adding a little more water and closing it again.
sometimes we lock stuff down and like, oh crap, we gotta take those birds out. You know,
Yeah,
I'm waiting for one of them to be in the incubator for so long, in the hatcher for so long that it starts laying eggs.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot about it.
I basically have I kind of plan when I'm gonna take them out around my schedule. If they hatch like early morning, I'm like, I'll be around this afternoon, which is less than 48 hours, so I'll just take them out then.
Yeah, I actually I have to lock down chicks tonight. The
I have to lock down chick.
the super secret ones.
Oh yeah, I have to lock those down tomorrow for me. I guess you put them in before I did.
Yeah, I put them in when I got home.
Yeah, I got home
They
before you, I'd imagine.
yeah,
But I think I let them sit for like a day or something for some reason.
yeah.
Oh,
I didn't.
I was waiting on an egg tray because I had so many going.
Yeah, mines were safely transported because somebody put them in the seatbelt for me.
Yeah, I did in fact.
Yeah. Let's see what we
Mine.
have in the comments. Hey, Graham. It's Graham Judd from
Yeah,
Oklahoma with Judd's Quail.
Graham's. He's tempting me with his ad in our sellers group. All those colors sound real nice, but I'm telling
Yeah,
myself I gotta see what hatches from the eggs I got. My Gidros family farm eggs just came in today. I got
yeah.
I don't know how many you sent me total, a little over 40.
I, I don't remember. I,
uh, there's like 27 and like 21 or something.
something like. Now I remember the conversation now. I don't remember loading them. Like I think I I I really don't like putting the eggs in the foam so much
Yeah,
that I blank that part of my life out
yeah,
because like I have big fat fingers. So if you know how many eggs I broke, like trying to push them in,
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then like I'm big on increasing egg size, and now I'm like, man, these foam shippers are not made for some of these eggs.
The first order I ever shipped out, I had like 18 celadons ready to go, and I didn't have anything under them. And I'd pushed them all in, and I went and set them on the counter. Like 8 of them broke. I was
No. Oh yeah, we'll ship it out
like,
tomorrow.
yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna need another day. But
Yeah,
customer
I've
was real happy once they hatched. So
I've done that before too, and now I always make sure and because I already pushed them down,
yeah,
and I had them just on top of another foam shipper with eggs, and I'm pushing them down, and I'm breaking the top ones and the bottom ones,
yeah,
and it's never when you have an abundance of eggs. It's like
yeah. It's always like, ah, 2 more eggs, and this made
yeah,
the order, and I got no more today. And
yeah.
or at,
Some days I cut it real close, and like I start loading up packages and like waiting for one egg to be laid to finish the package. And I mean, I don't know. You want to send out the best possible product, so and in a
yeah,
timely manner. But that's a different topic for a different day.
hard to do when they're broken.
Yeah, Homestead Matters, Eugene, Oregon. Thank you for stopping in.
We're
That's
getting
way up there.
we're getting all over the country.
I don't know, Craig. What do you think we should talk about? We're here to answer any questions,
Yeah, quail.
quail questions.
It's kind of what we like.
Yeah,
I like cattle enough, but quail, that's where it is.
yeah, quail. Oh, ice. Well, you can ice skate, PJ.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, I know you appreciate it, PJ. It just we have to laugh about you breaking out the level.
Just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, she was rough. No,
You gotta
it was fun. We laughed. I really enjoyed going to QuailCon and seeing PJ.
maybe you drag me next year.
Yeah, you're along the way, so I could stop and pick you up. Hey Al, thanks for stopping by.
The coolest.
The coolest.
I don't know about that one, but
Hey Tim. Tim from 340 Quail is down south by Leah, around there. I don't know exactly in Florida, but he's not too far from Leah.
yeah.
And Tim had the coolest shirts at QuailCon. I'll never forget Tim because of his t-shirts. Quail eggs are very delicious. I like to eat quail eggs.
Personally, I don't. We scrambled a quail egg and a chicken egg next to each other, and I think there was a little difference, but I've never noticed much difference.
I like boiled quail eggs and
Yeah.
peel them and like put them on salads and
Yes,
um
my mom likes to do that with quail eggs, and my neighbor says he'll take a dozen and boil them and put them in a bag with some salt and pepper and just pop and eat them for on the way to work or for lunch or whatever.
yeah, it's a good little snack. I want to do some of the Korean eggs and with quail eggs because they're smaller than like a chicken egg.
Hmm.
But that's also I need to have an extra quail
I had
eggs.
someone with extreme dedication do deviled quail eggs. They scooped that little tiny yolk out, and
I see it on Facebook a lot, and like I don't have the patience for that.
yeah, yeah, I was like, hats off to you.
So Kelly says she dry hatches in Utah.
Yeah,
She's dry up there.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, we're over here in the south,
Yeah, you north.
north compared to you. There's plenty of
Yeah,
people who are like, "Oh, you're way in the south." I'm like, no, I'm not.
yeah. So Verna's saying, if you use them in recipes, a quarter cup equals a large chicken egg. Yeah, we freeze dry a lot of quail eggs for like further consumption.
What do you
Which
do with them to
you just
after
add
that?
water. You add
Yeah.
water and rehydrate them, and then you can make like scrambled eggs and stuff.
Mm.
It's it's much better, like for us, because I'll like randomly have an extra dozen or two of eggs today, an extra dozen or two tomorrow, and
Yeah.
so to preserve it long term, we do that. Which I'm not shipping till December 26th. I say that, but um, I'm
I
not shipping
probably
until
won't be.
December 26th, and I can't incubate every egg because I'll probably need to find another house or wife if I try to do
Yeah.
that. So I'll probably end up freeze drying a load of
I
them.
mean, you've got enough places to take eggs and birds that you could just hatch whenever you want, just about.
Yeah, I have a bunch in the incubator now, and then I'm gonna put a load in tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna ship a few out this week. I think
Mm.
some express orders.
Yeah, that's overnight.
It's like overnight or like 2 day at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, I created that option on my website just for some people who requested it who
Hmm.
don't want to wait until after. So yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's a whole thing. Oh, let's see, I skipped the one. Oh, Greg, reach out to me if you having trouble getting good hatch rates,
Where are they
and
located?
that's East Tennessee.
East Tennessee. Mm.
Yeah, me or Mason, and we could help you through it and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Mason
definitely.
might be more helpful, being he's kind of in the same climate, which you're
East,
probably
it's almost mountains in East Tennessee, so it could be a little different, but
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we could figure it out. We got to get your hatch rates up.
yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was you, Greg. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the bigger eggs, like when I had the Little Giants styrofoam incubator with the quail rails, a lot of times I would have to watch where I put them at because when it would turn, it would break eggs, and I couldn't put the whole 120 in there, so it was a pain.
Back back in the day when I was still using the Nurturite 360,
Oh
I
no.
yeah, I think it was about this time last year. Rebecca had all the gingers, and she had said, "Oh, I'm not shipping out anymore." And I was like, "Since you aren't shipping out, could I come pick some up?" And so I had like 20 jumbo gingers, and they were jumbo, and I didn't realize they weren't spinning until I went in to take them out for lockdown, and I had to unlodge them from the turner, and I was like, "Guess that's why." I think 8 of them hatched.
Yeah, man, like I remember I was totally against spending, $1,000+ on an incubator
Yeah.
when I was buying Little Giants for like $100, and like for years I'm like I am not spending $1,000 on an incubator,
Then you
and
had
then
$1,000 worth of little incubators.
yeah, over $1,000 of it, and so we got a GQF, and we ended up um we would incubate in the GQF, and then we would lock down the Little Giants,
Mhm.
do like a tray
Yeah.
per Little Giant, and we did that for years. It it worked out, and we kind of, because originally when we started, we just did it for ourselves, and more for our eggs and meat, and then when it started getting into like the business side of it, that's kind of,
I
which
kinda
technically I didn't pay for the GQF, the birds paid for it, so it kind of, because I'm super cheap
yeah.
most of the time, Christina. Don't look at my Amazon cart.
It's Christmas. You can
Yeah,
splurge a little on
it's
Christmas. Why
Christmas.
not?
You can splurge a little. See, Christina, she shops by adding things to the Amazon cart. She doesn't buy it. She adds it
Mm,
to the cart. So
that's a common theme.
when I go add something to the cart, I buy it. So I buy the entire cart, and we share an Amazon account. Which,
Mm,
I mean,
yep.
that'll show you the strength of our marriage because we share an Amazon cart. Well, this week she had a bunch of stuff in there, and I added. I don't remember. Oh, no, I had the brooder plates in there. A float from my water system, one of the like the cattle trough float valves.
Yeah.
I added that, and I bought the entire cart. So everything came in, and she's like, "How many brooder plates you bought?" I'm like, "We don't judge. I don't know how many was in there. I think it was 3. I'm not sure. I'll use them.
Yeah.
I gave one away Wednesday night on Two Chicks live stream.
You gave
That
away
was
a brooder plate. That's a good idea.
Yeah, which I think I have 4 or 5 brand new ones right now, and I'll probably end up ordering some more. So
Yeah.
that yeah,
Um,
I like. I use heat lamps because I brewed in big situations,
mhm.
but for my smaller batches, I use the brooder heat plates for like the
Yeah.
30 and under.
Yeah. If it was June, I'd be okay with using heat plates, but with Guillermo and his situation, I think the main cause was a bad batch of feed, but before they all started dying was 8 had died because they just didn't go back under the brooder plate. So I
Yeah,
was like, screw it. This was probably, you know, about what the GQF is worth amount of birds. So
yeah, yeah. Matt, you're not alone. I think it's everybody. Like I tell you what, I don't have uh, like an egg laying issue until I get a big order for a certain color, and then that color goes in strike.
yep. I had a color that I wanted for my spring release, and I've told you about it, but I gave them a good molt, wanted everyone to be healthy because I didn't need their eggs this month, and then turned the light back on. It's only been about a week now, but everyone else is cranking out eggs, and the ones I want to be pushing out some eggs. Have yet to lay, but they'll sure eat my feed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, I have a love-hate relationship with Italians and Manchurians. Um, because
Yeah.
they'll lay like super good eggs. There'll be a bunch of them, and the minute I get an order for them, they'll stop laying. I think
Yeah.
last night I got 6, and I should be getting like 35.
But you know how I feel about Italians and Manchurians.
Yeah,
Not my favorite.
yeah.
Mm.
Well,
I'll only sell what I like.
see that when you're doing the business side of things, you want
Yeah.
to provide what the customer wants. Because I mean, if it was me, I probably would have just jumbo whites everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I have a good enough balance because I don't hate a lot of things, but I also feel like if it was Italian Manchurians, I wouldn't work hard enough to make them as good as they should be. So just take what you like, and it'll be the best out there.
Yeah. Martin Griffith from Gaylord, Michigan. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
They might be a little colder than you, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Then there's Jacob. He won
Yeah, he
on.
won my giveaway.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks
he'll
for
have
stopping by, Jacob.
my other winner of my giveaway was from Alaska.
Oh,
Yeah, and she said, maybe we should hold off on shipping because I'm in Alaska." And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, let's hold off till maybe June, May."
yeah. I think
I was
they're a
like,
little cold over there.
"Yeah," I said, "just let me know when you think you can handle them, and they're yours." But yeah,
Yeah, Vern. I think I need you a copy of your cheat sheet.
yeah, I definitely do. I'm decent with names, but you start seeing the business YouTube channels and the personal YouTube channels. And you're like,
I'm pretty sure that's Bubba. How you doing? Let's, let's see where we at. Question. Our first question of the night.
yes.
I'll let you answer first, Mason.
How often do you incubate? How does this change throughout the year? Um, I'm super, super sporadic on my incubation. Um, Last year, I think I was good for about an incubation a month because I was doing a lot of eating eggs and I had 30, 40, 50, I think about 50 laying birds, and I was getting me all the eating eggs that people wanted. And, a couple people would show up for hatching eggs, but yeah. And now this time of year, I haven't stopped hatching since about November 15th, and I've had ones hatching every week since then. But I feel like next year it'll probably be a bit more regular with trying to move chicks out the door too and keep layers in stock and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So in the fall to winter, I am putting eggs in every 3 days. Then, like the dead of winter, I'll be doing like right now. I'm doing every 5 days. Then I'll do every 5 days until probably January. Then every 3 days again until like April, and then I'll go once a week. So like I always have eggs in, except for Christina makes me stop where we don't have anything in the brooders when we leave to go to QuailCon, since we have somebody taking care of the birds. So uh, that's about the only time I don't incubate, and that's just I'll make sure I have some. Like this year, the day we got back, I had to lock down eggs, so I timed it out like that. But for the most part, I hatch year round. If it wouldn't be for that situation of us not wanting to have anything in the brooders for that, it would be 365 days a year. I think we had chickens while we are going too, but in the brooder. But I was trying to up my white American breast numbers. Greg, that would be really cool to see you there. I'm trying to drag Mason up there with me.
Yeah.
He might have to miss a day of school.
If it's on that Labor Day weekend, just 3 days, I'll be fine.
Yeah, the Friday. Might
Friday,
have to miss
yeah,
the Friday of school.
never hurt anyone. I'll miss
Yeah,
any day of school I can.
yeah. If your mom's listening to this, just let him skip this Friday. Yeah, but he can't stay with you, Kelly. He has to stay with me. I'm the
Hey,
adult supervision.
yeah, my grandfather's on the way. He's got a motorhome he doesn't use anymore. He got too old for it. Just over the river in Indiana. Take that up there and camp out.
Yeah, they have camping available.
Yeah, you told me about the RV park and people in their tents.
Yeah, I'm not a tent camper.
Yeah, not me neither.
So we have an electric peeler. But most of the time, Christina peels them. She actually peeled some today by hand. She just sits there and peels them. She's super fast. She could she could peel them faster by hand than I could peel them with the machine.
Yeah, I've just heard and seen you boil them and then put them in the coldest ice bath of their life and
Hmm.
pop them on the counter and breaks them up real good.
Yeah, she shakes them around in a mason jar.
Yeah,
She's a lot more dedicated than me.
yeah. I definitely would give up on it if it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, I want to try it. I think that might be on my Christmas list for the cook, which cooking for Christmas dinner I absolutely enjoy. I make it like a 2 day process of cooking things. I cook enough food for like 100 people, and it's only about 5 or 6.
We
We are
play it.
not lacking food.
We play it lazy on Christmas Eve. I think last year the theme was finger foods. We had like chicken tenders and pigs in a blanket,
See,
Thanksgiving
I'll do
bowls.
that. I'll do that from time to time. Like I'll say let's do some chicken wings or something. Then it's chicken wings, and then it's you know, shrimp wrapped in bacon, and then before you know it, I have too much. You know, too much food.
That's why the days after holidays are the best. The leftovers.
I ate Thanksgiving lunch on Saturday
Yeah,
for from
still
Thanksgiving
eating it.
because I was on the road for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Double decker quail eggs. I've been saving like some of my newer layers are laying double yolkers, and I've been saving them. I have them in the refrigerator because I want to do the Korean style quail eggs. So that's I've been saving them. That way it's a little bigger because like that specific bunch that's laying the the double yolkers, or they lay like some 19 to 21 gram eggs normally. So like I'm looking at like 28 to, I think one of them was 32 grams of double yolk. A huge egg.
I've, that's Leah. I'm kind of her lifeline for her jumbo pansies. If something ever happened to hers, and so I've got a cage full of them. And only problem with them is their eggs are too big. They lay at least multiple double yolkers a week, and I'm like, can't do anything with these.
Yeah, that's not
Eat them.
fun. You can't incubate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she peels my quail eggs for me and picks my crabs for me. Here's a great question from Tim. So Mason, you want to give this one a shot? I know we're gonna have the same answer.
I don't know. We might have different answers. I just in the warmer months with a bachelor cage, I put them outside. They don't go in the quail house. They go out. They go outside, and they don't see any females, and they're all friends, and they just call out. But I do have a cage inside every now and then, and I put them all together. And as long as there's not a female in there, they seem to be pretty okay. They're not like a cow or anything where they look across the quail room and see some females. They they do a little mounting of each other, but that's about it.
Yeah. So same thing like you. I'll just add to what you said. And so Tim, what I do is because I do have huge colonies of bachelor pan quail for butcher that I finish growing out once I'm able to sex them, and it's usually 3 weeks that I keep them in there. And I do keep spare males in a bachelor pad, and I cycle through them like every 3 months. And I keep them just as an emergency if I lose a rooster in a cage. I have another rooster that's ready to go. And due to me always incubating, I always cycle through them, and I'm kind of like upcycling with them. So if I see one that's bigger or better, then I'm swapping out. So I always have like a bachelor cage or 10. Um, so what I do is no supplemental light, and I make sure they always have a abundance of feed and a bunch of feeder space. Feeder space is very critical. You're not giving them any reason to fight. Then also, I breed for non-aggressive birds, so they're really like Mason said, without a hen in the mix, they really have nothing to fight for. So they kind of just chill. But then most of my birds are pretty tame. I mean, it's not a pet kitten. It's not gonna cuddle with you, but they're not as aggressive as a lot of other birds. I mean, and I do mix jumbos and standards in there because a lot of times when I'm hatching out for meat, it's whatever eggs available is what goes in the incubator. And I have my jumbo colors and I don't have standard size of those colors. So there is never a question of is it a jumbo or is it a standard? Which my only standards really are my Egyptian fees, celadons, and blacks that are standards. Everything else is jumbo. I don't really do my pearls in my jumbo mix. I have pearls and pansy fee, but they are actually jumbos. They're just not. They're not like my Egyptians or my white jumbos. Quail eggnog. We're gonna have to try that because Lane loves eggnog for whatever reason. I
Mm,
like to drink it every now and then, and Christina got some the other day, and I had a little bit, and he drank the whole thing. I don't know, the weirdest
whatever,
thing ever.
whatever suits you.
Let's see what Martin has. So I'll take a shot at this one for you, Martin.
While you
I'm
take
gonna
a shot
go.
at this, I'm gonna step out for a second. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
So chances are your humidity was too high and they drowned inside the egg, or it could be that it was too low and they couldn't pip through. But I'm gonna lean towards it being too high. Um, so what? How are you monitoring the humidity? Because so one thing you want to be very mindful of when you're incubating is that when you lock down and you're going to add humidity, once these birds start hatching, the humidity it will increase on its own because the moisture inside the egg and yeah, your humidity will naturally increase. So and it's not uncommon to have a few early hatchers that'll spike the humidity up, and once it's spiked up, it could potentially drown the other birds inside that did not hatch yet. So you could reach out to me or Mason if you need any more help with that. I don't know if I'll join on the cooking tomorrow. I'll try. Um, Lane has his basketball championship tomorrow, and I'm the coach, so I might have to be there. Chief,
Maybe.
would you let me do this live stream? Would you let me? Come, you want to come say hi?
Great Danes.
Yeah, he's he's super
Funny that you
clingy.
have the outside Chihuahua and the inside Great Dane.
Yeah, the smallest dog is on the outside of the house, and the big dogs live inside the house.
It's the fiercest dog is lives on the outside.
That dog is it's made for the outside.
Yeah, some just are.
Four whites and three yolks to match a large chicken egg.
Very scientific. I do appreciate the research, though.
Katrina is very scientific.
That's good to know if you only had quail eggs and were making exact dishes or something like that.
Yeah. Would a quail
No,
make a good pet?
no,
And what would the lifespan of a quail be?
quail would not
So
make a good pet.
you'd have to define pet. So
Yeah,
quail were originally domesticated for being songbirds. So, back the 12th century, I believe. I mean, might be the 15th, but I'm pretty confident it's the 12th century. Um, they were domesticated and they were songbirds, and so they were kept as pets, which they were actually super small at that time, probably a 4 to 6 ounce bird,
yeah.
and
Those completely wild ones like Rebecca has, they're about
yeah,
that big and
yeah.
tiny little things.
So it would you'd have to elaborate on what your definition of a pet is. Like if you want something to keep and just enjoy looking at in an aviary style setting with minimal maintenance, then yes. If you want something to put like in a cage in your house, like a parakeet or like a lovebird, no.
Yeah, I've
Um,
had someone. I was at a I was showing quail at a poultry show, and Rebecca was with me, and we were sitting there, and lady comes up and she said, would quail make a good pet? Like, would it sit on my shoulder?" And we were like, "It might sit there, but you probably wouldn't enjoy it."
no, they pretty much eat and poop.
Yeah,
That's what they do. Now, if you
and
want a type of quail inside for your house, you could do like a button quail
yeah,
in like a bird cage or something like that. Your lifespan for Coturnix quail specifically will be somewhere around a year and a half to 2 years.
someone I've heard stories, and it might still be alive, but someone had a 7-year-old quail.
Yeah, we have an 11-year-old chicken
Yeah,
that
anything's
still
possible.
lays eggs.
Yeah, it probably won't lay any eggs after year and a half, 2 years maximum if you let it molt every year. But yeah, it could live as long as you take good care of it.
I think I fell behind on comments here. Chris, let's see. Let me find some questions here. Well, let me stop at this one. I agree, Al. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, and share. Um, definitely appreciate that. So here's a question for you, Mason. Do you
Mason,
ship eggs?
I do ship eggs, NPIP certified since early this year. I got tested again, I think in October, and yeah, I've shipped from Florida to Los Angeles and a few places in between, but I do offer shipping. I have my website and my Facebook. And, uh, yeah, I'll ship wherever.
Yeah.
in the continental U.S.
Yeah. Um. So I never tried the reptile ceramic heaters instead of lights. Um.
I've
Just
at school we had chicken chicks, and we used two ceramic bulbs, and it kept them plenty warm enough.
I'm a visual person, and I like to see what's going on. So, like, you don't see with that. Even the brooder plates, you don't technically see the heat, but I like to I like to see. I like to see what's going on. I'll I'll just go walk and look at the birds several times throughout the day. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. I've got them, worked them, and got rid of them so many times in and out of the Italians and Manchurians that, and it's always the same things from different lines. Same conditions, same feed, same lighting, same cages, same everything as everything else. I don't know. I think after this time I might be done with them. But then you take that same Italian and you add fee to it, and all of a sudden it's a great layer. I don't I don't know. Uh, yeah. Hey HP. HP's in Georgia,
Yeah.
the eastern part of Georgia. Let's see. Got another question right here.
Well, I believe that's classified as failure to thrive. Um, I've noticed it before, but I've never called it out right away unless the bird just looks to have a poor quality of life. If if they're jumbos and they're gonna be small the whole time, then I'll normally raise them till the 10 weeks where I need them to be 10
Hmm.
ounces or preferably more. And if they don't make weight, then they're gone.
So I like to experiment, and I have a theory on it. I could guarantee almost all of us do not raise quail the right way in a brooder, meaning that we do not allow enough feeder space for the amount of quail we have in a brooder. So you, it's not uncommon to have a bird that would grow up to be a true jumbo just not have enough food, not being able to
Right.
get enough food because there's not enough space in the feeder. There is failure to thrive, and that is something completely different. But if you see that you have a group that's just absolutely outperforming everyone else, and you have a handful of them that they look healthy, they energetic, they're just not growing as fast as everybody else, separate those bigger ones and leave those smaller ones and give them a week or two and see if they are increasing weight if that's the case. But if I have a batch of jumbos and I know I have enough feeder space, which typically I use a rule of thumb of like 1 inch feeder space per bird for Caternix quail. Um, so if they're just not making it, that's a hard call. I
Mhm.
really don't want to add any kind of slow growth or anything like that into my genetics.
Yeah.
So it's a hard call. I mean
If it's not
it's
gonna do what it needs to, it'll never see my breeding program. But
yeah.
if I want to,
I don't nurse or baby anything. You either gonna thrive or you won't survive. It's
yeah,
kind of how everything goes. Christina's the Grim Reaper, probably more than me. Um, if you sneeze, cough, or you know, move your head differently, you go on around here. Like I have to watch myself when I get sick. I sneak off and go to
better
the
watch
doctor
out.
and get a shot just in case. Um, she is she's super strict. I'll maybe sometimes give things a little bit more of a chance, but like if if it's not gonna make jumbo, and like I mean, my jumbo program you have to be super selective,
Yeah.
and you have to maintain it.
We'll
Which
put that to the test with these eggs.
yeah, well, I, I, I sent you some weights.
Yeah, yeah. It was impressive enough.
Yeah, you got some of those eggs too. So yeah, those are I'll be releasing that specifically in the spring.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna call it, but yeah. Hey Spice, let's see if we have any questions. Jeez, I am behind. This is
It's
wild.
all I don't, we talk too much.
Nikki James is here. Hey Nikki. Yeah, we do talk a lot.
That's, that's the point of the live stream, though. Share information.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
So
I still haven't hit where we
Logan,
were. Do you guys
do
close?
do you guys
I
call or downsize for winter?
personally, I do. I hatch and I arrange my birds' ages to where everyone starts laying basically uh between February and April, so that I have a lot of eggs for spring, and then throughout the summer they'll keep laying. And then to make it easier on myself, because I don't have a heated barn or I'm not 60 degrees every day, and I got to worry about freezing water sometimes, and I take it down a good bit. Like right now, not anymore because I just hatched 80 birds, but I was at like 20 layers because the birds hatched and I didn't need their parents anymore, so I culled them and just kept it simple. And they're not making me money right now, so they're not paying for their feed. So
That's understandable. I do not downsize at any time of the year. I don't downsize for the winter. I don't downsize for the summer. I do. Everyone has an expiration date, so I do replace breeders for their expiration date. But I am constantly hatching for many different reasons, different avenues that I sell Coturni's quail, which live is not really an option for me. So, but I do constantly hatch, and I'll replace, I'll add. I mean, I guess I do call down on the slower because, like, I'll right now I'm increasing for spring, but I'm also replacing breeders. But I'm hope those breeders don't expire until February-ish, March-ish. So I'll use those. I'll extend them probably another month past and keep those extra birds. But it really, I mean, I ship year round. I just stopped this weekend. I'll start shipping back again after Christmas, the day after Christmas. But I say that, then I offered express shipping. So I don't know. I'm weird. Here's a good question
we
for you right here,
are a
Mason.
little. Does Mason have a YouTube channel? I do not have a YouTube channel at this point in time. It's
Yet,
yeah,
yet.
it's something I've thought about because I really like doing product reviews, and so what I might start doing is taking requests and do product reviews. Right now, I have a hatching time cage to review and a hatching time incubator to review. And if you follow me on Facebook, you know I just got a new Winola cage, and I'll do a review on that too. And so I'll probably end up posting those to a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got a cage video I have to put out this week. Um, Christina, I know I'm behind on videos. I know I'm
Aaron, I
behind.
didn't see a video this week.
I have been busy this week. So when finish with basketball tomorrow, that'll take a lot off my plate. My secret project I'm just about done with. I'm shooting for like a Christmas weekend video. So I have videos in the works. It's just I think my actual day job kicked my butt this week. Yeah, I think
Happens. we about to have some free time on your hand with the holidays.
I don't know about that.
Lots of videos to get done.
Lots of videos to get done, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
expecting a review video that will determine whether I buy that product or not.
I'll get you a video out.
Yeah,
Actually, I have a list of videos I want to do, and it just
the list
you
gets
know
longer.
yeah. So, how do you sex a quail, um, Mason?
Uh, it's-
You wanna take that one? I'm throwing all of these on you.
yeah, I'll take it. Um, Basically, there's a few choice varieties out there that can be feather sexable, and in that one, your males will have a plain, or in the case of Pharaoh, or I guess SLB is like it too, or Jumbo Brown. Uh, the males will have a rust-colored chest and head, and no spots, and the females will have spots all over their chests. But if not, there's a lot of varieties not feather sexable. So you want to flip the quail over, pull its tail feathers up, and look at its vent. And you best time you can't really vent sex till I'd say 8 weeks, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
about 8 weeks. So
I could do it at 3 weeks on vent shape,
yeah,
but
I'm
that
not that
was
big.
that was just a lot of practice and like a lot of guessing in the beginning and
Yeah,
noticing different things.
yeah. But for an amateur, for a semi-amateur uh, sexer like myself, you flip it over, flip the tail feathers up, and you look at the vent, and your females will have a purpley, large, fleshy vent for an egg to pass through, and your males will have a like a bulge at behind the vent, and you can squeeze that, and a white foam will come out.
Yeah, looks like marshmallow cream.
Yeah, looks like Cool Whip.
And right when you get it out, it's usually when they kick and
It gets wet.
splattered on your face.
Yeah. Or they take a poop, projectile poop.
Yeah. So another one good tip on knowing if your quail is feather sexable or not is if the back feathers and the front feathers are the same color and same pattern, then it is not feather sexable, and you will have to vent sex it.
That's
Typically, if like the back feathers and then the front feather pattern is different, then you will be able to feather sex it. Just little little thing. Um, so largest jumbos would probably it's probably a tie between the whites and the Egyptians, which is 16 to 19 ounces. Um,
it's not bad.
no, yeah,
A little above average, I guess.
yeah. That's on the hens. The roos are, the roos will fall like an ounce or two less because they don't have any extra weight, which
Yeah.
technically was a scientific study done by people a lot smarter than me that's saying there is no difference in weight with the sex organs
Hmm.
in the male to female. And I'd have to go back and look at the study and see exactly when it was done and who done it. But I mean, it was reputable. But I mean, I'm looking at
Yeah.
roosters and hens that are 1 to 2 ounces apart from each
Yeah.
other and are
Yeah.
physically to look the same size.
At the very least, they have an egg cooking inside of them every, mm,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
24 hours.
yes, I mean if a 20-gram egg is a
Yeah.
20-gram egg in there, and then their development. It's not like they have the one; they have another one that's starting to develop, and another one.
I've
That,
made the mistake of culling quail in the evening, and give them a pop, and they're, all their reflexes and poop out an egg. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. Like so around here, when we grow out a batch to for butchering for whatever reason we're gonna butcher it, I don't sex them. They
Mm-hmm.
go they go into the incubator together, out the incubator together, into the brooder, out the brooder into the grow cage, from the grow cage to butchering together. I don't pull
Yep.
them out. I don't sex them. So we end up sexing. We ended up butchering a lot of hens that way, and it's pretty cool to see the development of the egg strand, and
Oh yeah.
you see the eggs before the spots, and
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm starting to catch up here.
You ever had like a group and like you've told yourself I'm gonna get rid of them all, and you see an outlier and you're like, man, this is a 19-ounce female. This is a shame. You don't pull her out at all.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She
I had
seems
a No. I say that I don't sex them or sort them or anything like that. But when I'm looking through them,
hmm
these eyes here will see something that I like, and I'll grab that one out. But like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna grab each individual one.
right.
And
That's what I meant. You see an outlier, and I was kind of saying, you're telling me you see an outlier, and you're not dying.
yeah, I have
Yeah,
I have a Winola cage that's full of birds that really don't have any mates, but they're just look super cool.
yeah.
Um, then I have like some heterozygous growfies. Um, and yeah, I have stuff that
Every
doesn't
now and then.
match because I don't really want to get rid of it, and I just want to check it out. I
Yeah,
mean, at the end of the day, I still enjoy quail, and I enjoy looking at them, and
playing with
even
them. Yeah,
sorting them, and everything but the poop, which I helped with poop last week. So I think we'll do poop tomorrow too. So it's poop.
yeah. Only Sunday for me on the poop day.
Hey Amy, glad you stopped in.
Do the 23rd. Christmas
Mm,
babies.
yeah, some Christmas babies.
I never get lucky enough to. I just put them in the incubator. I'm like, well, put them in a day earlier. They would have been a Christmas baby.
Yeah, Verna, it could be. That's what I'd said. It could be either too much or not enough, but it was extreme either side of it. And I'm gonna assume that it was too high and they drowned in the egg, being that they had so many that did hatch. And it is one of the more common issues is that people want to raise the humidity super high on lockdown, and then once the birds start hatching, the humidity will really spike. I mean, I've seen it 85, 90%. Let's see. I thought I was catching up, but
They just keep coming. So I guess that means we're doing something right. But
I guess so. So, how long do they live? And I'm gonna assume you asking about button quail. Button quail would probably be,
yeah, her next
two.
question's about button quail too. So
Yeah,
I'd guess,
yeah.
but
It probably I'd say the 2.5 year mark. They are not really loud, so the male's crow sounds like a person laughing.
mm,
Yeah. We had some inside of our house for a while in an aquarium, and in the middle of the night. It's a little spooky, but it's not super loud. It's very faint.
that
Um,
makes it spookier.
yeah, yeah. Don't watch a horror movie and then turn all the lights out. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and the quail, only quail that's lived inside was Guillermo, and he moved out. His original domicile was up there.
someone potty training a Caterni's quail. I seen
Oh,
today on
I
Facebook
realized
that someone makes diapers for Caterni's quail.
I thought quails' brains weren't complex enough for some potty training. I, they struggle enough in my cages trying to figure out where the water is when I put them in. But if you can do it, then go for it.
So Kelly's asking what's your website. I'll send it to you, Kelly.
Yeah, it's just bigspringquail.com,
Yeah, as simple as that.
plain and simple. I don't have only have one product on there and was gonna announce it tomorrow, but I'm basically slowly gonna add my egg and egg colors until my spring release and then order at will. Or order if you dare, I guess. No one's ever really hatched my eggs. There's a few people out there, but not many.
Yeah, I might need some once I have an incubator cool down.
It's not gonna happen between now and whenever.
May.
May. Yeah. Yeah, because you guys get real hot down there. Yeah. I'll I'll be jealous of you right now, but talk to me in June and nah.
No, no. So here's another question. You want a quail to weigh so many ounces at 10 weeks. Um, so I would say average jumbo growth rate would be doubling size every week. I don't weigh weekly. I mean, there's a bunch of charts out there that will have down to grams, which the average jumbo will be somewhere between 45 and 55 grams at hatch. And then it should double consistently throughout the process, but you will hit around 4.5 to 5 weeks old where it'll start jumping up drastically. And then, I mean, it's gaining weight because it's growing its adult feathers and the down and um, the sexual reproductive organs are starting to grow and come in. So, you'll start growing a lot. Um,
I mean the industry standard, if you will, is for to be considered a jumbo Coturnix, it should be 10 ounces by 10 weeks of age.
yeah,
If it hits 10 ounces at 8 weeks, great, you got a big quail. If it's 8 ounces at 10 weeks of age, you got a standard quail.
yeah. Um, so like one thing you work on, like, and I look for growth rate as well, because if you're gonna sell like quail meat, the faster you can get the quail up to size is the less you have to feed it, so the profit margin is higher in that situation. I would look for a consistent growth rate, um, and even though it does hit the 10 ounces by 10-week mark, which technically would make it a jumbo, if you're looking for like butchering and stuff, the faster growth rate would be better. But also, you can't just say, "Well, I'm just going to take these big birds and these big birds and not have any body conformation or leg strength to accept that amount of weight." So it's a whole process of when you're trying to like increase a line. It's not just increasing weight. You have to make sure that they have the actual body structure to
Hmm.
support that weight.
Right. If their chest feathers are bald on the bottom and they're kind of waddling around, they need a better frame to support that big
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same thing with like a Cornish cross chicken. I mean, they grow so fast and so heavy that, I mean, if you try to let one live for too long, it's unhealthy. And it'd be the same situation if like you're trying to increase quail that way. You have to build structure first. Let's see,
Okay,
Carolina
where the
Kind Family Homesteads here. How you doing? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing Houston's where you work out of.
Yeah. Didn't we have a conversation the other evening?
Me and you?
No, me and Robert. Let's see. I'm looking for questions because I'm like behind.
Yeah, there's not many more questions to go through. There's still a couple.
See, Dawn got some Egyptians. Yeah, I was actually trying to figure out the other day with Christina if it was a Thanksgiving or a Halloween or a Christmas hatch that you got the Egyptians, but it was a Christmas hatch. Yeah. Well, so technically, Katrina, we are in winter, and last night I had some of them that was like bigger than a lima bean. So but I keep supplemental light on year round, so my male are always in foam
Yeah,
and
always
crowing.
producing.
Yeah. So Mason, give you a backstory on Verna. She raised quail in her apartment. She had an exhaust fan, and listen, Verna is definitely dedicated on being self sufficient in her
Yeah,
space, and she raised quail, she raised a cuy, rabbits, everything in her apartment. Verna would process them, she would cook them, and she would eat them. I mean that to get 50 to 55 eggs a day, she had a good bit of quail, and
yeah, that's like 50, 60 quail.
yeah, she
Dedication.
yeah, and then she actually did balut and ate balut herself on a video. She said it
Hmm.
tastes like egg
Oh,
drop soup.
yeah, my dad has done duck ballots over in Asian countries because he travels a lot for his job.
Mm, I don't eat unlaid eggs. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
that thing came out of there and it freaked me out. I tossed it.
So when I was younger, I remember my grandmother. I mean, she was born like Great Depression era and grew up in like that era. So
Hmm.
she always raised chickens, and I mean, she would just go out there. She would out in her chicken coop, grab a chicken. I mean, they were all like laying hens and roosters, and it wasn't like meat birds. And she would just chop its head off and butcher down and start cooking it. And if they had the eggs in there, she would pull them out and she would like, "Oh, you want a scrambled egg?" And I'm like, "No, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. Everything but the poop." Yeah, that's pretty much, or yeah, everything but the poop and feed bag home.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it could take could take 2 to 3 weeks of adding like, and once you add supplemental light to for them before they start producing foam. Sometimes it's a few days, but it could be up to 3 weeks. It does take a little while. Oh, Katrina, Ravioli didn't have no babies. I think we have rabbits due soon. Um, I have to get my scheduler on when the rabbits are due. Our baby bunnies are doing real good.
I don't do rabbits personally.
I, we did, then we didn't. Now we did again. I don't mind the rabbits. They're super low maintenance. I really enjoy eating rabbits, but Christina wanted Californians, so I got her Californians. Um, I'll let you answer this one since I've been talking, Mason.
Well, I don't know necessarily they negate hatching potential. I mean, sometimes you just straight up have a bad egg, or the chick was you could have perfect everything and the chick's just too weak to come out of the shell. But I don't, I've
Yeah,
never played around with humidity much. I just know you can shrink wrap them, you can drown them out if you're too high, and it's not great if it's too low.
yeah. So like for me, I try to hit a target of around 55 to 60% humidity at lockdown, and it'll jump up somewhere around 65 to 70% once they start hatching. So too high, then chicks will start drowning in the eggs. Too low, and then the shell membrane won't soften enough for them to pip out. And I'm sure if I said anything wrong, Katrina and Verna's going to correct me. Oh, look,
Mm,
yep, I was right, Verna. You see, you were right too, but I didn't see a comment till after.
And that's where I think hatching time is really good because it'll keep your humidity, but you kind of got to be prepared for the
Mm,
fluctuation and GQF, countertop incubators, all of those.
yeah, a 4-year-old male button quail. That's
Or,
old.
yeah,
Hmm. My schedule said the rabbits are due in a week and a half. Christina Christina keeps track of all the dates, all the lockdown dates, all the when things are bred and when things are due. She keeps track of all of that. Oh, I have a question.
ah,
30 to 35 and um
honestly, sometimes they just don't feel like crowing. I just going through different groups of quail and knowing that you've completely gone through a generation or two. Like this time last year, my quail room was music. They were always calling out and singing, and you knew before you walked in the door there were quail in there. But right now, everyone's quiet as can be. They're still got fertile eggs, but no one's crowing, no one's making much sound, just a little quail chirping.
yeah. Um I think temperature and the amount of light you have has a lot to do with that. What's your ratio? That'll have something to do with it too. If you have a lot of males, then in there there'll be tend to more crow back and forth at each other, and then yeah, like overall male count. So like I'll walk in the quail barn and it'll be super quiet sometimes, and then you just have one jerk that gets started, and then everyone else is just crowing back and forth at each other, and then that'll go on for an hour, and then they'll quiet down enough,
Yeah.
and
I mean, no matter what you do, I definitely think their bodies tell them when it's spring and summer, and they're definitely more active.
yeah.
Even if you have a heated barn, somehow they just primal instincts know.
So you can put your Christmas lights. That's when everybody's gonna start crowing
Yeah.
with the lights. And it's kind of funny because like I'll have some roosters that you really don't see mating, but you have fertile eggs. Like some of my smaller groups, I've been looking for active mating, and they're not actively mating. I have one pansy project I'm working on, and I have not seen the rooster mount any hens, but the eggs are fertile. And I was concerned because of his physical size, if he could mount any hens, and I mean, obviously he is. So depending your
Mm.
incubator, but
It's
they do have some incubators out there with humidity controllers on it, but definitely which I know you won't personally incubate any eggs. I'll do this for the masses. A secondary means of temperature and humidity monitoring is a must with any incubator you
yeah,
have. I don't even trust myself enough if I would fabricate an incubator to say
yeah.
that I trust myself enough. I mean, Therm Pro is a good one. Govi's a great one.
One of these in
Yeah,
every incubator I have.
yeah, and that's similar to the Govi. I like the Govies. You could buy them for I
I
think
don't
it's
like the
like
Gobi. I think the Gobi is
$10.
not accurate.
I do not like the Govies when it comes to Bluetoothing with my app where I can see
Mhm.
it. It just the connectivity issues of the Govi I don't care for, but like
But
I
you,
never really had a problem with a Govi going out. The Therm Pro, I do have some of them as well.
I've
So I
got
mean,
Therm Pro, and it's telling me my humidity and temperature on the back. You got a magnet and screw hole even, and you just kick the stand up and set it in your incubator.
and I
I actually have paracord tied to an incubator on this, and it just sits right in front of the window, so I can just look right in.
yeah, yeah. Females definitely they weigh more.
That's pretty common in birds and things.
Yeah,
Like bald eagles, the female will always be bigger and that kind of thing.
yeah. And then you get into like waterfowl, and then the males are prettier.
Yeah,
You know, more colorful. The females are just basic.
yeah.
You see that's for me. Like I want the fastest growth because the less I gotta feed it, then my profit margins increased more. Or you know, I don't have to feed it as much to put it in my freezer. Let's see. I hate that when when I put the mouse over a comment, I can't see it.
Hmm. I guess you just gotta remember every single comment then. That's easy enough.
Well, so since he just got here, an hour and well, I would say an hour and 27 minutes, but I mean I'm not sure how far I'm behind, but um an
He'll
hour
tell you that.
late,
Yeah.
Mr. Swanson. I have to call you out. Even
He's an
I do
hour and
not
20 late. He
yeah,
commented at 7:20.
I do not keep attendance though. So I'll let you slide.
I don't know, still missing a couple people that I thought we should have heard from.
Yeah.
Have to let them know.
So what I do for incubation is absolutely nothing. The natural humidity is the humidity they get. I don't add any humidity in for incubations. For the incubation cycle on the lockdown cycle, I add humidity and you know it's somewhere in the you know 50 to 60% humidity is was kind of like my target, but I really don't focus on that too much because I know I've incubated so many times in my location, different times of the year, and where I have my incubator at, it is steady and stable. So I know how much water exactly I need to add, and it's 55, 60, and then it'll get up to 70 ish, depending on the time of the year. Now it does tend to be on the lower side in the winter. If I do run my heater, it'll be on the lower side. See, Verna talking about. So my shower is in Ohio, and they do have a Canadian division, you could go on their website and you could, if you're in Canada, you could order on the Canadian tab or Canada tab. Yeah, which that's Darren and Carrie Knapp, and they are really good people. If you ever talk to them, I guarantee you will laugh. Um, when me and Darren talk is just nonstop nonsense, about everything and just and laugh. They're just super down to earth people. Very, very funny. Let's see.
I see a comment.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
uh, Amy. Oh, I can't click on comments, but
Oh,
just
you can.
talking about how we're, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know why that is, but when I was, just using the countertops, they were always on top of the the
yeah,
thermometer. I don't know why, but that was the place to be.
yeah. And every now and then, I'll put a Govee in a brooder. It, y'all can about imagine what happens with a Govee in a brooder. It,
Caked.
it's a poopy.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but
Hey, Rebecca,
hi, Rebecca.
how did you find us here?
I don't know.
So I think we caught up on comments. So finally,
Yeah,
I think we fell behind drastically for a minute.
we did.
So what? So you have a Winola Ranch cage you assembled. What
Yep.
do you think about the assembly? The ease of it?
Assembly. If I read the directions, it would be great. It was really easy. It's not very detailed directions, but it's kind of self-explanatory. Each leg's got a colored sticker, and one says RF for right front. Uh, the other says LF for left front. So that basically tells you how it should be positioned. And that one will have a pink sticker, and this one that slides into it will also have a pink sticker. And I put left front on right front, or I put left front on right back. So did have to switch that out, but it was really not hard at all. I did it all by myself and un- unboxed it, and I got casters for it. And yeah, my favorite part is that the cage portion just comes fully assembled, and all you have to do is put some legs on it and a couple braces.
Yeah. Um, it's super easy to assemble. The cage video I'm putting out this week will be, which I do expect to see some kind of video from you. I don't care if you have to take it apart and assemble it back. You got to do some kind of video of it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's, I don't,
yeah,
I'll video it right now while it's clean. Never seen a drop of quail poop in its life.
yeah. Um, it's I'm gonna put out the cage assembly video this week, and I have mostly Winola Ranch cages. I do have the dreaded other plastic cage,
I
which
have one of those, and was taking the
they,
picture from my Facebook. I was about to put it right beside that and be like, which is better? But I just went for the simple picture.
yeah. They make great incubators though.
Yeah, it's right back there. It's my favorite incubator I've owned. And, I've owned
Yeah,
every
I like
every incubator I've owned is in this room. Actually, it's about 5 or 6.
yeah in your bedroom. You're
Yeah,
addicted to quail.
yeah. Actually, the GQF stays in the storage room because it's a little louder and it runs constantly.
Yeah, that Turner noise, which you could pull off the controller on the GQF and unplug the sound to the speaker. I don't have it on mine. I don't have the sound off, but I also don't have it in a common area. So I mean, it does.
I actually had to replace the turner in mine about after the first incubation I did in it, and brand new turner, can't even hear it.
Oh,
That
that's
old turner
nice.
was like, "Wee-nee-nee-nee-nee-nee-nee." This new one, it just zzz.
Yeah, mine's beeps when it turns beep
Oh,
beep beep.
mine's I think mine's from, like, 2007. Rebecca could tell you how old it is, but
So
it's
we got
it's, like,
Mr.
brown and
Swanson. Mr. Swanson shows up late, and so Steve, I do the same thing. I have ink birds, and I absolutely love the ink bird controllers in my brooders because it gives you a peace of mind. You can see current temperature. You could see everything you need to see, and you can control everything you need to control. I do have the I think one Wi-Fi one, or it might be the one I threw away because it went crazy and would told me like the brooder was 999 degrees. So yeah, it wasn't 999 degrees, but I don't fool around any of that. Everything I do is manually on it. It's in
if
front of
some
saying better late than never,
if some
Rebecca.
random lady talking about some eggs from, Guido's family farm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm glad
I
they
got
made it.
mine today too, Rebecca. I don't
Yeah,
post-op mine, sat in Nashville for 24 hours. I don't know what the deal there was, but I figured since mine sat in Nashville, yours might have just come right up to Portland, but guess not.
yeah, definitely. Dale builds a quality cage as well. For the people that prefer to go the wooden route, which I mean it's good sturdy. I'm not sure on the lifespan of his cages, but I know he has some cages that's been out there in the world, outdoors. I have a friend of mine that has one that's been a couple years outside, hasn't painted it, hasn't done anything to it, and it's
Do
still
you pressure treated?
no,
No. Interesting.
no, and it does well. Him same thing with his stuff. It shows up, everything's pre-cut, pre-drilled, even the wire you have to assemble. It comes with everything you need. You just a little, you know, mechanical know-how, and you can do it with a screwdriver, but a drill would probably help. Impact driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you get, Rebecca? I would like to know.
What'd you get, Rebecca? Probably her
Yeah.
new favorite, type of quail, right?
Yeah. I see. I always try to get like the Dale's cage. He had a 5 tier this year at QuailCon, and in the last couple years, Lane has wanted one, and so like for the raffle, we always put in for it, and I never win.
Well, there's a couple hundred other people there, isn't there?
I know what I'm gonna have to do is just stop letting people put in the raffle buckets and just hide the raffle bucket so I could just win.
You just for every one person that puts in a name, slip in a Aaron.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, surprise box of eggs.
Prize.
I wonder what was put in there.
Whole lot of fun.
You'd be safe out there. He's actually got to go to work, make me some money. Yeah, the plastic cages have small doors. Oh, I know the ranch cages have small doors as
They're
well,
about I'd honestly say plastic cage doors might be a little bigger, but accessibility is a bit better.
wider. I think the
Wider.
height's the same.
I don't know. I'd say the
I
height's
never put a tape measure on it.
no, I haven't either, but just looking at it right across from that one, I might say the old plastic cage is a little bigger.
Yeah, I might have to end up trying like a single with the new bottoms of the plastic cages just to give it a fair
The
shot. But
jumbo flooring is a game changer.
because
I I've never had the other one, but I don't have any build up at all.
I have my blacks in there, and my blacks are small. My blacks are like 8 ounces. Um, I'm sure some of them, as they mature more, they might be, 9, but they're not jumbos. Not
Yeah.
even close to jumbos, and the poop just builds up on the floor. I tried jumbos in them, and it's no.
Mhm.
So I mean, maybe I might give it a fair shake on like a single with a jumbo floor
Yeah.
in the future, just to
Just to say I did.
yeah, just to say I did, and it may work out because some people were like, "Well, you don't like
I
it, but you don't have the jumbo floor." So, I mean,
I just can't get over the water system. I don't I
see,
added a tier on because it was a brooder that I had and it was separate. Then I moved it out to the quail house and had to unconnect some waterers. When I reconnected them, all of a sudden I've got leaks, but it's the same exact hosing. So I think I might just have to end up either buying hose clamps for every single thing or I don't know, getting new hose.
yeah, they actually sell the hose too.
Yeah, I don't like the hose. It's too stiff. Unless you put it out in the sun on a warm day, you can't work with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm an egg bird junkie too. I love egg birds for brooder temperature control. It's, yeah, you can paint them like especially if you want to before you assemble them, you can paint all your wood. But Dale has some unpainted, and I know people that have some unpainted that's been outside for several years and have no rot. So I don't know what he's doing with that wood. It's not pressure treated wood. I don't know what he's doing with it, but
Not getting it from wherever Home Depot gets it.
oh,
That's the
I can promise you, Dale
I
is
know
not a big box store person
I'm
at all.
I'm I'm sure you've seen those videos it's like or not video the memes and it's like the mystical forest where Home Depot gets their lumber from and all the trees look like that.
Yeah, look, everything looks fine while it's in the bundle. You cut the straps and like boards start flying out everywhere.
Yeah.
I never really have a plan. I plan to have no plan.
Plan to wing it.
No, I mean, I give honest product reviews. Like, so I did some feeder reviews, and I mean, it just if it would have went terrible, I would have maybe not been like it's trash, but it doesn't work for me. And because my thing is with a product review is I want to help someone potentially save money on not buying something that doesn't work, or go straight to something that's going to be helpful for them. And I can tell you with those red feeders and with Kelly's J feed restrictors and the brooder feeders, I have cut my feed wastage drastically. Like, so I got
Oh yeah. I
um
put those feeders on my Winola after having a trough on there. And I went from, a line of feed in the tray to nothing. Not a crumb.
so I could tell you that I put those red feeders on everything. Um I have, and
Ugh,
they have paid for themselves in the first week.
I think according to the chat, you're going on a unprompted tirade. The honest remark was about the raffle buckets.
Oh, no, my bad. I was that far behind again. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm way down there.
It's not too far behind, but it's
Yeah,
enough.
now I lost my spot again. Yeah, well, the raffle buckets. Yeah. Well, I'll throw money in there, Verna. I'll throw money in the bucket. But then I guess I could just buy one. you know. But it's not as fun as winning one. And y'all remember the Dragons this year?
Dragon.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you that story. Aviaries do have big doors, and mm, that's on the video playing, Katrina. That's on the video playing.
I tried the aviary. I really did because I sell some birds to hunters, and they like flight ready birds. And it worked perfect last year. I sold every extra bird I had because they were flight ready, and someone wanted to train as beagle puppies. And this year, Hawk found out that if he dive bombed the roof, then he could break it. And day after day, he was in there, just not having a meal, but just killing quail. And I will not do it again unless I put chicken wire at the very least over the top, which is probably my fault. But
Hey, CDB, I'm glad you stopped in. So, Andy, like the water system might not be the worst part for me.
the worst part,
It 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 might not be the worst part. It is flawed, but I've overcame the flaws. It's just the poop on the floor. Like I don't mind once a year when I'm replacing the birds to pull a cage down and pressure wash it. Don't mind. It's good hygiene. It's helpful for everything long term. But I don't want to do it once a week. I don't want to pull the birds out and have to pressure wash the floor because it's clogged with poop once a week.
yeah.
It's not.
How's that poop system working out? You got it going yet?
I don't think it's gonna
No,
work.
obviously not. We're talking about doing trades.
Yeah,
Why not?
you remember I said if it works, I would do a video. If it didn't, you'd never hear about it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
haven't heard about it.
haven't heard about it. Yeah, I might revisit it again. Christina says I have too many projects right now anyway, so
That's fair.
yeah. I'll just wait for garden season to come around so she gets distracted and I'm left on my own devices and I could do what I want after when she doesn't notice.
Once
Right
you get
now,
started.
there's no garden, so she sees my every move and my every project, my every uncompleted project. So,
Garden season's just about year round for you.
well, I have my garden completely torn down, and I'm redoing everything and restructuring and redesigning the garden. So we actually have.
So the garden is a project in itself.
Yes, and it's her project, and I'm sure she wants to kill me with all my projects I'm doing right now, and her project is at a standstill. Like I tore down her garden, and that was where the project stopped. So I'll
Yeah.
have to I'll have to keep it going for her. Which that is my plan. I have a list. I mean, it's a list.
Maybe at some point it'll get complete.
Hmm. Yeah, you see, Steve, his Dale's Brewers been outside undercover for 3 years and is doing great. Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about his cages. Yeah, I went off track. Sometimes I go in rants. It's okay. Sometimes. Well, maybe I could work out too. I need to get some exercise
We got
in.
we got live streams to do on Saturdays.
Yeah. Food forest permaculture. Greetings.
We're closing in on 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, Dale's he actually told me where he gets his coated wire.
I think that's lumber.
Oh, lumber, yeah. But he told me where he gets his coated wire. Can't say, but it's somewhere we all know. Yeah. Andy and PJ win the raffles all the time.
Maybe there's a little payoff there.
Let's see. Well, I think we could. We're in an hour 50. I only want to do an hour, and then I still have to go out and do quail chores before Grafted Branches live stream, which I see he's going. So I'm sure that he's getting ready for his.
Yeah. You said it's
Um,
at 8?
um Verna, what time is Matt's live stream?
Good to have a good
Not
moderator. Keep
it's
you in line.
it's 9 Central. Christina said, so it's 9
Nice.
for us. Yeah. So I have.
He
Yeah.
west of us or
He is in New
or
Mexico. Is it New Mexico?
okay. Because I
Yeah.
was gonna say if he's not decently west of us, then uh it's kind of late to be doing a live stream.
Yeah, he's west of us. Yeah. So everybody's telling me 9 Central.
9
Yeah.
Central, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern, 9 Central.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I like his intros, and he's super cool. Yep, New Mexico. I know it's the high desert he lives.
High desert. Albuquerque. We got
Yeah.
specifics.
Yeah. I mean, and I could have looked on because I've shipped him eggs several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy, if you looking to rent some goats, you could come just borrow mine.
Yeah, they're great in the truck, I've heard.
Yeah, they're great in the truck.
How good you forget about them.
Yeah, they're freaking. Ooh, I had some goats get out the fence today, and went put them back in, and I had a pregnant doe that got out. So I was getting her back in. Then I had a buck that got out. And luckily, he came out because I saw where they got out at. So when I just pushed him back through the hole he came out in, and the other buck hit him as soon as he came in. I was like, guys, just calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll hop off of here. I do appreciate everyone stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you
And
guys.
thank you, Mason, for joining me.
Loved doing it.
Yeah. And we'll make a plan for next week. We'll see y'all next time.
See ya.
Let's see.